I'm Majel Barrett Roddenberry, and you're watching the Sci-Fi Channel.
Hey, what's up, fellow gravity dwellers? I'm Nick in Tokyo, and you know, here at the Anti-Gravity Room, we get over 8.3 tons of mail every day. A lot of that mail is requesting the same thing.
I'm Trish in LA. Manga and anime have been an immense concern to our viewers, and we've responded to your letters the best way we know how, by organizing a show about anime and manga, after we finish our cappuccinos.
Konnichiwa, arigatou gozaimasu. We've got upcoming projects from Manga Entertainment, Paul Pope, and a hot story direct from Hong Kong. I'm Phil in Toronto, and this is the Anti-Gravity Room.
For those of you whose only exposure to anime has been Sailor Moon, pay very close attention to this episode. We're going to start you off slow. Now on to Paul Pope, creator of THB.
Okay, we're here with Paul Pope, famous for THB, and currently working on some Japanese stuff with manga. How you doing, Paul?
Great, how you doing?
Good. So tell us real quick how the career started.
Well, I started in comics. I self-published two things I call drawn novels. Then I went into THB, which is the strip I'm known for in the States. And then about a year ago, I started working on the manga for a Japanese publisher.
And the publisher's called?
Kodansha. And
yeah.
they're the biggest in Japan. They did Akira.
Now tell us about Super Trouble.
Well, Super Trouble is a strip that is similar to THB in the sense that the stories are centered around teenage girls. And the idea of Super Trouble is that the two teenage girl protagonists can't help but get into super trouble when they get together.
So why do you think the Japanese publishers thought your stuff would be good for the Japanese market?
They were interested in sort of the exotic idea of an American doing a regular cartoon strip in Japan. And they also thought that I could tell the kind of stories that would make my work manga next to the other Japanese artists.
Did you have to change your art style for the Japanese market?
It looks the same. Like, that was a concern of mine at first because I said, I can't do the big-eyed style. But they said, no, we want Paul Pope, so do your own style. The only thing I'm doing to accommodate the publishing in Japan is that I'm working right to left.
How different is Super Trouble going to be from THB?
There's a big difference, actually. When I first started, I was telling people that Super Trouble is a THB remix. But that's entirely untrue because as I've developed the story, the characters are able to do things that the THB characters haven't done. It's really important in manga to have strong characters and a strong sense of characterization.
Now, it seems Japanese manga and even anime is like really big right now. What do you think of that?
Well, I think that it's really exciting, and it's exotic to people in the West because you have a sense that this is a fully fleshed out first world culture that we're sort of tapping into. It has a different set of social mores, a different set of myths that things are based upon, and a different art history that, and a different technology. Everything's different. So I think people sense that, and it's very exciting. But I brought a copy of my favorite manga, and this is more like the work I'm doing in Japan than anything else. And this is called Popo Ako. It's by a guy named Masayuki Soma. And this is, to me, this is the best manga.
All right, Paul. Thanks a lot for talking to us.
All right, thank you.
Paul Pope.
The Anti-Gravity Room went on a little road trip recently. We booked a trip to shoot comics in Azerbaijan, but our production assistant put our luggage on the wrong flight. Our equipment went to Hong Kong. It was picked up by some kind Samaritans who went out and shot this story for us. Now, manga, direct from the Far East.
I'm here at the Tinha headquarters with chief artist Sigurd. Thank you very much for joining us. Hello. Tinha is the most popular comic book in Hong Kong. Tell us what Tinha is about.
The story revolves around two brothers who study under the same kung fu master. When the master tries to deceive them, they band together to survive. The comic follows their adventures as they travel around the country.
佢師傅有妒忌嗰兩兄弟。
Does Tinha deal with social issues?
咁天下信息入邊都其實
The main message in the story is to help less fortunate people and to fight against evil.
武俠精神。
So do you think that Tinha would appeal to foreign audiences as well?
我相信唔會啦，因為個故事
The story is quite unique and different from the stories you would find in the West.
有啲分別嘅，同埋即係
There are a lot of references to ancient China and Chinese traditions.
東方傳奇嘅色彩咯。
How does the style of Hong Kong comics differ from that of the West?
大家其實嗰個製作方面都好好，即係
I think the production quality is very good in both the East and the West. Asian stories and style tend to focus on human relationships, while Western comics often emphasize the art and dialogue.
咁如果西方就可能會比較佢各有各嘅特色嘅。
These are a few comics I like, especially Spawn. I sometimes use these ideas to influence my work.
製作入邊，
What do you see in the future for the Hong Kong comic book industry?
即係我哋覺得就漫畫呢行其實就不斷有發展嘅。
The comic book industry is booming. Hong Kong is such an open society. We absorb influences from Japan, America, and other countries, and we combine the best of these together. I see a great future for Hong Kong comic books.
其他方面嘅，咁我希望將
Sugit, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you。
We always want to know what you're thinking, and this episode is no exception. So this week's anti-gravitational poll question is, explain the term manga in 20 words or less.
Mongo. I've heard him say Mongo out here on the boulevard. I think it's like Japanese noodles or something like that, or they eat it or they wash. That's it. They wash with it. I think Mongo. That's what it is. It's Japanese soap.
Manga is it's a country in Africa, isn't it?
What is manga? Sounds like some kind of food.
Manga is it's the color of my lipstick. I think it's an organic food. Similar to oatmeal, but it has lots of syrup in it. Kind of tastes like topped off with a little bit of jelly. And I don't think you eat it with utensils. I'm not sure. You just have to stick your face in it. Right. And it's really messy.
It's not sleeve. Let's see, in Yiddish, it's Japanese comics.
More manga and anime, and Nick defends a helpless New York family from a deadly ninja attack using an anvil and uncooked pasta. Coming right up.